Today, what's my take? And I title my take, Pres.Akufo, Don't Start Wrong. Sir, before 7th January 2017, you announced the appointment of your key staffers at the presidency. You said they would start work on 7th January. I said you were wrong in law. Others more senior to me at the bar said you were right. I insisted, and still do, that you were wrong. My case is simple. The Presidential Office Act says, quote, the President shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint the persons the President considers necessary to hold office as presidential staff in the office, unquote. You were not the President, unquote, and didn't have a Council of State to consult. Well, I felt vindicated when news came by the 7th of January that those appointees would only be working in acting capacity in the interim. Guess what? Someone's appointment was seriously challenged because there were no records of the consultation at the Council of State. See Samuel Kudjeto versus Attorney General and the Governor of the Bank of Ghana. But I blame the makers of that law requiring such consultation for appointment of staffers, while removing such consultation for appointment of experts and consultants or advisors that you may need, or ministers. It simply doesn't make sense to require a new president needing to start work on 7th January after elections to consult a council that can only be constituted thereafter. You have a near supermajority in Parliament. Just amend this law. President Akufo fell into similar error, though he outdoored Jake, Elizabeth Ohene and co. after he had been sworn in. When Martin Amidu sued him, he cleverly designated them as ministers, removing the need for such consultation, but only subject to parliamentary approval. You prosecuted that case with admiration. But why at all do we require consultation with the Council of State on many appointments and decisions when, as the Supreme Court recently held, such advice is not binding on the President? Sir, you also named a National Security Coordinator, contrary to the Securities and Intelligence Act, requirement that, quote, there shall be appointed by the President in accordance with the advice of the National Security Council, giving in consultation with the Public Services Commission an officer to be designated as the National Security Coordinator. Okay, and that is referred to in the law. The advice, cum consultation, required here ought to precede what has happened. I shall not be convinced otherwise, not even if a court held differently. I know you will pursue the Constitution Review Commission's work on the Constitution. Can we add whatever was left out, including scrapping the Council of State, before implementing the CRC report? Thank you very much. And there's a bit more on my take today. It will be on my Joy Online, and you can read. And I make a case for the scrapping of the Council of State because it is needless. You don't need it. Thank you.